ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהים מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. We will soon celebrate, we're going to commemorate Purim, a Jewish holiday. What is the holiday about? Well, it seems that in ancient Persia, our ancestors were about to be exterminated. What happened? There was a king by the name of Achashverosh. This king made a big party. Everybody went to that party. He asked that his wife come so everybody could see her beauty. Who was his wife? Maybe she was the widow of the monarch that he really overthrew. He was a usurper. Who knows? And she didn't want to. So there was a contest. We're going to have a new queen. And there was a man by the name of Mordecai. He had a niece. Maybe it was his ex-wife, but she was very beautiful, Esther. She won the contest, and she became the queen of Persia in those days. But there was a man by the name of Haman. Haman is called in the Megillah. Megillah is the book that tells you the story of Purim, and it says that he was the Agagite. Agagite, I don't know what it means, maybe from the people of Agag, certain people, but he was not Persian. It seems this is what probably the king did. He appointed somebody, a stranger. He is going to take care of all the affairs of state. He is the king. He's a demigod, he's untouchable. But let him take care of everything. If things go well, he's the king. If things don't go right, it's the guy's fault and we take rid of him and we get somebody else. He's expendable. That's what those kings did in those days. So that this Haman was in power. While he was in power, he was a very powerful man. But his fate wasn't assured. As we see in the story, eventually, he's killed. Why? Because he wants to kill all the Jews in order to get their property. And that will go and into the coffers of the kingdom that was in need of money. All kings always need more money because they have a lot of expenses. And the Jews were going to be killed. But Esther was Jewish, so Esther tells the king, he wants to kill me, I'm Jewish. Haman is killed, and Mordecai is put in his place. So, what happened? The Jews saved themselves because they were able to fight against their enemies, and they came out victorious, and we celebrate Purim. What does Purim mean? Purim means lots. It seems that this Haman drew lots to find out or to establish what is the date in which all the Jews are going to be killed, and that's it. So instead of the Jews being killed, the Jews were victorious, so we celebrate the victory. So there's a special prayer that we say, it's called Al Hanisim, because of the miracles that God performed. We saved ourselves in the time of Purim. There's another similar holiday, not exactly the same, but it's called Hanukkah. They're both post-Torah holidays. In other words, they're not mentioned in the Torah because the events recorded happened after the Torah was given to the Jewish people. In Hanukkah also we say Al Hanisim because of the miracles. What was the miracle in Hanukkah? The miracle was that the oil in the Beit HaMikdash, instead of lasting only 1 day, lasted for 8 days. At the great miracle that happened, and we have a prayer, Al Hanisim. One really wonders, what miracle happened in Purim? Why are we saying this prayer, Al Hanisim, on this date? Al Hanisim we should say really, when? Passover, Pesach. God sent 10 plagues, 10 unusual events that convinced the Egyptians to let us out of Egypt. God split the waters of the Red Sea. We were able to walk through the Red Sea, and the Egyptians drowned afterwards that were persecuting us. God saved us. Those were miracles. What miracle happened in Purim? What miracle happened really in Hanukkah? Very difficult to pinpoint really the miracle. Well, maybe Purim is telling us something else. Our life is a miracle. Every event is a miracle. The world is a miracle. Things don't happen by themselves. One of my favorites is Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz. He did a marvelous job with the entire Talmud. But in addition, he's a very smart man also. He says there is a difference between two Hebrew words. One is Pele and one is Nes. Pele means an extraordinary event, splitting the Red Sea. But there's also Nes. They're not so visible, extraordinary events. But actually, the world is extraordinary in every way. You know, sometimes I read things in astronomy, they fascinate me. Imagine you are billions of light years away, God knows what, from this galaxy in which we live. And you look at the galaxy in which we live, and suddenly you discover there's a little planet around the sun that is called Earth. And there are little beings that are moving around there. We are insignificant in this world. The world is so tremendous. You know, God is full of miracles every day. What Purim comes to tell you is, my friend, you know, maybe your fate depends upon lots, you know, uncertainty. You're not really sure what's going to happen. If it weren't for God, there would be total disorder in this world. You should really get up every morning and thank God for what happens. So we celebrate on Purim some events in which we were victorious, but there was no direct intervention of God that we can see. As a matter of fact, the entire book of Esther, which is recorded in the Bible, doesn't mention once the name of God. And our ancestors didn't know, should we include this book in the canon of the Bible or not? God's name isn't mentioned, but actually God is present at all times, not only through his name. The entire world wouldn't exist without God's intervention, or as our rabbis say, God renews this creation every day. So be thankful for what you have.